Overs from Dexter Lembakisa, then accelerates inline, lifts it in for a great chance, and they have one back.
So the Reggae Boyz are actually out of the CONCACAF Gold, the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup Series, with an early exit after losing to Panama in their final game of the group stages. They lost 2 games, only winning 1, and the one that they won wasn't necessarily in a comfortable, or should I say convincing, tally. But at the end of the day, they're out now. I think a lot of persons, based on the performance that they've seen from the team in the last couple of days, or should I say last couple of games, they have been less than convinced, more so, of Steve McLaren. So what's the deal? What's happening with Steve McLaren? Welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. This is going to be quite an interesting video. No, this is not me dismissing. I mean, you're going. Hit the like button. Once you hit the like button before we start talk. Because every I mean talk and then say hit the like button and probably not hit the like button. So once you hit the like button first, yeah. So I'm going about at 10 seconds, you know. To get that done. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Stand still. Anyways, all right. So here I think about it now, people. Like when we get the like button out of the way. Hopefully we can hit like 300 likes. Hopefully, probably 500. Probably 500. One of the likes and probably come from Steve McLaren as well. I mean, no, sir. So even if a 3 person like the video, possibilities are wanna come from Steve McLaren. So me wave the white flag. It's a marina still, but me sir wave the white flag. I wave the white flag for Steve McLaren. Anyways, all right, so let's get into the important detail of the video. Maybe there's a dilly-dally a little bit too long. All right, so 17 games under Steve McLaren so far, for the Reggae Boyz. 8 wins, 4 losses, 5 draw. Now, we had a huge transition. 17 games, it may seem a lot, but really and truly, it's not a lot. Especially the fact that you don't get a lot of time with the team. For each one of those games, you get like 1 training session. For each one of those games. So, basically, 17 games, well, minus the Gold Cup outside. So, the 3 Gold Cup games, so it'd be 14 games, and each one of those would have been like 1 training session. So because the longest training session you get is actually with the Gold Cup. There's a few friendlies in it. You probably might get an extra 2 training session. Yeah, but that's normally with the local base squad who will play those games against Trinidad. Good. Now, I think there's a huge overreaction, but it's warranted, towards Steve McLaren at this present moment. There is a huge overreaction, but as I say again, it is warranted. Because there's a lot of evidence and also absence of evidence in regards to what is happening right now with the coach and also the team. But for me personally, I think I'm going to put a lot more on the players. Now, this is not me absolving the coach of all the deficiencies that we've seen so far. The tactics, squad selection, that's at the pool. Then now the starting 11 selection. When you set up a team, the players them are playing a certain position, substitution, all them stuff there. We can most definitely call him out for it. 100%. Because in every era I just identify, there are errors in that Steve McLaren so far would have shown a little bit of error, sometimes lack of knowledge, and it clearly shows. Because when him flustered, they can't see. It's quite evident. He's that type of person. He's a bit animated. So when he's flustered, you will see. So he'll know when he make an error. He can't recognize when he make an error. So when he makes an error, he do a quick reaction right away. So for example, having Leon Bailey play center forward, or when you look on the bench, Mikel Antonio is there, Romario Williams is there, Roman Burrell is there. So ding, 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 error, Ding, 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 error, Bailey come off a pitch, Mikel Antonio on. So you can clearly identify whenever it makes an error because it seeks to rectify it right away. Nothing's wrong with that. But as I say again, I'm not eliminating McLaren of any responsibility. I'm not taking a responsibility from him. Me just highlight every single thing that we have seen, what we can't trust. I highlight it. No, I have a bigger issue with the players. I have a bigger issue with the players. We have a team that any coach in the CONCACAF region would love to have. Any coach in the CONCACAF region would love to have our selected set of players. But here are the problem. We have them. Most of us who are watching, especially watching game on TV, I don't think you get to see the real aspect behind our team. Especially if you consistently watch on the TV. Most persons, when you got the game, especially if it's in the VIP section, you get a more in-depth look on what's happening on the pitch. Especially if you close the pitch. You see the body language, you see the reaction towards the coach, you see the reaction towards each other. And that in itself make you wonder, is something wrong? So every time you see a little small detail, you have to wonder if something is wrong. Because these reactions that you see in real time, it amplifies all of the narratives, all the things that were circling at either the social media space, the YouTube space, whatever the case may be. So you start to wonder. Now, for me personally, I'll go back to it again. I do believe that the players has a big role in this. I see a lot of persons saying that if the coach don't take us to the World Cup, it's solely on the coach and also on the JFF. And that would give responsibility on only two parties when there's one party missing. You can't say the fans them apartheid still, but you know, there's no need to listen to the fans themselves. Especially if you're running an organization and you want it to be successful, you'll always have naysayers. You have people who can construct them things right and bring forward good ideas and suggestions, but you have way more naysayers than that of people who have constructive ideas to bring forward. Now, the third party in this is the players. And for some reason, it seems like we find it difficult. I'm going to say myself, we as fans find it very, very difficult to hold players accountable. We find it really difficult. And there's a reason for that. Sentiments, probably family, probably relationship. In regards to friends, you go, you chill with each other. Him and my friend, a friend, or them type of something there. Or you don't want to go and play a bad book. These things, it really matter. So what you'll find out is that there are more critical on some than some. I myself could be, or should I say, I myself is guilty of it sometimes. I have to definitely say that. But in all aspect, the players, that's where I'm coming now to say, the players must be held accountable. And I would say maybe it's 60-40 and 60% in favor of the players, 40 in favor of the coach, in regards to where failure is being calculated. Why? Now, if you look right across the pitch, albeit sometimes the coach has to be in pitch, so the players them not to get the best out of them, but from his perspective, to be as efficient as possible on the pitch. Meta. Yeah. Most efficient tactics available. So in doing so, I remember that from. You know, so, yeah. Just remember where get that from. Yeah. In doing so, what you find the coach do is try to find ways, or you can say, no, can't get the job done. But he looks at particular players and says, you have this skill set, so I want that from you. Even though we as fans disagree, coach himself see what he wants and said, this specifically skill set is what we want. And that's the reason why, even though we had a midfield issue, the coach brought in some midfielders and he didn't necessarily use those midfielders to their full capabilities. But he still brought in midfielders. Which means that technically he never really had to do it. But coach, say fine, he did it. So I'm still putting some of it at the coach's foot. But I'm saying that I think that we definitely need to start holding the players them accountable. The coach said in a press conference, we're not as good as we think. He said blatantly, we're not as good as we think. No, you can't tell a baller that. I'm a baller, a big baller. You can't tell me that. That is where we start go wrong. Because if because a man say I'm a big baller, you can't criticize him. Or a man, you believe that that baller is a big baller, you can't criticize him. Or you can't hold him accountable for putting big performances. He will always give a support performance until he feels it necessary. Or turn up when he feel like he need to turn up. That cannot work. That just cannot work. The coach said in our press conference, heart and desire. Yes, even the press, some of the things they must say in our press conference. Oh my word, coach, you mash up yourself. You mash up yourself. But you understand where I come from. But he mash up himself same way. For example, saying that tactics is not about tactics. That understand where I come from. But the heart and desire part of it, these things are actually factual. It's needed. Now, in those, we have a glaring issue. In those 17 games that we have played under this coach, we have scored 24 goals and conceded 18. That's way too much goal to concede. Way too much goal. Under Al Grimson, we usually be a lot more defensive. We wouldn't even score. We probably would have scored about 60 goals. We'd probably score about 16 or 15 goals. But we wouldn't concede that much. We'd have probably conceded about 6 goals. And the most goals we'd have conceded are probably versus the big teams, then probably the USA would have conceded probably 1 goal or 2 goal. Or probably 2 goal. But we don't concede a lot of goals under Al Grimson. Until one time, when he decides he want to leave, and he kind of probably, I'm never going to say the word. But it look like him that tried to throw away the thing. Yeah. So deliberately look like him throw away the thing. They look like. All right. So, what this coach came in and did, a lot of the same supporters that say, boy, the coach Grimson no good. Team are play too negative. We play too defensive. We not attack. We can't have so much good attackers. And the attackers are playing a right back position. Even myself did say something like that. Yeah, quote unquote. Yeah, be guilty of it as well. Me not exclude myself. I'm guilty of it saying, yes, he was a bit too negative. But I understand the reason why he was so negative. Because he wanted to build a strong foundation going forward, then incrementally add on the attacking pieces or get better in the attacking phase. But we have to stop conceding goal. What I see right now is that we know start scoring, we know start be playing more expansive, but we start conceding. And every time we concede a goal, we feel a pain, right? To say, why it don't look good. But really and truly, it's a structural issue that needs to fix. That's why you hear the coach said balance. We must find the right balance. Sometimes when you hear the coach use the word balance, quote unquote, a lot of the people them feel like, or the fans them feel like it must speak about balance between the JPL baller and the baller from the other baller from the other regions of the world. So, but that's not what he's speaking about. Sometimes he's speaking about the balance in the middle of the park, the balance in between the space, the lines on the pitch. You might talk about the balance in regards to how you're going to attack, how you're going to defend. But once they hear most of the supporters hear the word balance, automatically it's JPL and European ballers. Automatically, that they got to. But really and truly, that's not necessarily the case. There are so much terms that he used the word balance for, and it's just thrown out of context. But as it stands right now, I don't think that the coach is solely the problem. And as it stands, I don't even think coach is that a serious of a problem. He has a squad, and if he can get it right, there's one thing that if he can get that one thing right, just the one thing, he did mention it in our press conference. If he can get that one thing right, it doesn't matter which player come in, will most definitely make it to the World Cup. I'm still confident in going to the World Cup now. Still confident. I know a lot of person has me deluded. Nothing wrong with that. But the reason I'm confident for the World Cup is because of that one thing, if he can get it right. And that one thing is full 100% commitment from the players. That's the one thing I think he needs to get right. The full 100% commitment from the player. No lot of person cuss about that and say, boy, I not go to this already. But I think most of you guys who are saying that are people who just watch on TV and not guard the game, go watch the game for themselves. When I see on TV, vastly different from when I see in a real life. Now, if the coach can get a full 100% commitment, player now go pull out a tackle. Player now go draw from other players. If it's a 50-50, player now go pull. They must go feed. because they know so they want it, because they know so this is our last chance. Now, with full commitment, you're gonna have a team who fight for everything. You're gonna have a team, everybody want to win. Some you're not gonna have some who feel like they're better and some no. Everyone is going to come together if you have full commitment. Full commitment in his project, full commitment in what we want to do, full commitment in what we're trying to do. And with full commitment comes a high level of respect for the coach. And at this moment, quote unquote, you have to question if the players themselves have that level of respect for the coach. So I think it's just not necessarily all on Steve McLaren. I will just not I will not subscribe to that. When I'm watching the players' performances and I'm watching the effort that some of these players are putting in, and I'm watching the body language of some of these players, and I don't believe that it's all on the coach. I just can't subscribe to that at all. The players must be held accountable for what we're seeing and some of the subpar performances that they are putting in consistently. Giving a bit here, giving a bit there, no, that cannot work. But people are customers see me for that's how it goes. Anyways, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell me what you think, people. And I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. Out. God bless. Outside. Boom. The girls up. What? Hey.